Good morning, friends. It's another fantastic day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I have the plagues of Egypt here. It's in the back of my Bible, and I was drawn to the firstborn, the 10th plague. And this is about God making the difference. In the 10th plague in Egypt, it was the most serious and frightening. It was the death of every firstborn, where darkness covered their land. They were crying in despair, filled streets, and fear gripped the hearts of Pharaoh and his people. But in the midst of judgment, God showed his mercy. This story reminds us that God makes the difference between destruction and salvation, between fear and peace, and between bondage and freedom. For years, Pharaoh had oppressed the Israelites, enslaving them and refusing God's command to let them go. 9 plagues had already shown God's power, yet Pharaoh's heart remained hardened. The 10th plague reminds us that God is serious about sin and rebellion. Justice will come, especially when warnings are ignored. We cannot ignore God's word and expect to escape the consequences of sin. Even in the midst of judgment, God gave the Israelites a way to be saved. They were instructed to put the blood of the lamb on their doorsteps. That simple act of obedience became the difference between death and life. God's mercy did not cancel justice. It met it at the door and made salvation possible. God always provides a way for those who trust him. Mercy and protection are available, but we must respond. The plague of the firstborn demonstrates that life and death, freedom and slavery are in God's hands. The Israelites faced the same danger as everyone else in Egypt, yet God's intervention set them apart. God can make the difference in our lives too, between fear and peace, between failure and victory, between despair and hope. When God steps in, nothing else matters. His presence alone changes everything. After this final plague, Pharaoh released the Israelites, and they walked out of Egypt free. Obedience and faith open the door for God's salvation. Similarly, when we obey God today, he leads us out of slavery, of sin, fear, and hopelessness, into freedom and life. Obedience unlocks the power of God in our lives. The 10th plague teaches us that God's justice is real. His mercy is available, and he makes the ultimate difference. Tonight, he is standing at your door, offering salvation, protection, and freedom. Are you willing to trust him? Are you ready to let God make the difference in your life? Just as the Israelites placed the lamb's blood on their doorsteps and were saved, you can place your faith in God